Nobody at Max can drive that car. They are humbling the second drivers so they can be a yes man. Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that you can't form... I mean, I get obviously wanting to maybe elevate your #1 driver, right? But they've got it to a point where 4 drivers have jumped into the car now and they can't drive it. And these drivers aren't bad. Gasly's not a bad driver. He wasn't a bad driver at the time. Albon wasn't a bad driver. Perez, yeah, you could arguably say, yeah, wasn't on Max's level, but he also wasn't overly a bad driver. He was a good midfield driver. Lawson has shown enough. Like, they shouldn't be able to jump in that second seat and struggle as much as they have done. I think Yuki Tsunoda might have dodged a bullet, you know. I'm looking at it. I think Yuki Tsunoda's dodged a bullet. I don't think you want that second seat. Keep it as far away from me. I'm in the RB car. I can go somewhere else. Showcase that I've got the narrative of that I've been overlooked for that car. And look at what I'm doing in the subpar car. I genuinely think the second Red Bull seat is worse than the RB's. It's a worse seat to be in. It should be the junior seat, really. And the RB team should be almost like deemed as the second driver of Red Bull, you know? So, yeah. Yuki couldn't drive that car. I don't think he could. Now I am thinking about it. I'm honestly, you need to watch the footage. Just watch the footage of Liam Lawson's lap, right? You can't drive a car like that. And that's not him. That's not but due to his inability. You cannot drive a car that just wants to go in 10 different directions every time you point it into a corner. You just can't. So, yeah. They don't want to have someone challenging Max. But there's a level... I think you could put anyone in a second seat. Arguably, it is the same car. It probably is the same car as Max. But they've designed it around Max. To his liking, understandable, because he's the #1 driver. But the problem is, they've got no one that has a driving style like Max to his extreme. He is on the extreme side of how he likes to drive a car. And look, fair play to him. It is unique, and it's unique enough that he's a 4-time world champion and that he's super quick. But what that does, unfortunately, is that it means your second driver is just not able to cope with that. So... yeah, I mean, and this isn't me trying to make excuses for Liam. Look, ultimately, he'll be the first person, obviously, to be critical of himself. But you should still be able to get enough into Q2. But it's just I'm just assessing what I think. If I think it's the driver, I'll let you guys know. But I just don't. I think you could chuck Lewis. I genuinely think you could chuck Lewis Hamilton in that car, and it's known that he likes a car on the front end, but I don't think he would. I mean, to be fair, we saw Lewis drive a car maybe similar to the Red Bull for the last 3 years that was was twitchy in the corners. And look how poor he did. Now look what Liam Lawson is doing. Like, now look what he's doing in a car that suits his driving style a bit better, is a bit smoother, more comfortable for him. And look at what he's doing. And now look at what Lawson's doing in that. So, yeah. Hey Mark, it's like Honda MotoGP and Marc Marquez. Only Mark could ride that bike because it was so on edge. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming I know Marc Marquez MotoGP. I'm not familiar with, but yeah, exactly. So I think that's what it is. It's like the car is designed for that one driver. It's just been like this for years. Second Red Bull seat always a problem, but we know the drivers are good most days. Yeah, and we saw Lawson jump into that RB car and put in very good performances. I think Yuki's dodged a bullet, personally. But anyway, Q2 is underway. We lost Gasly, Behrman, Doohan, Bortoletto, and Liam Lawson. Yeah, real shame for Lawson. It seems like that Red Bull, as you suspect, is a lot more twitchier on low fuel. He looks a lot more in control of that car in the sprint race when it had more fuel on board. So hopefully Lawson can have a decent recovery drive tomorrow. But yeah, some serious issues there with Lawson in handling that Red Bull at the moment, and only Max Verstappen can wring the neck of it and tame it, as we say.